So I was 26 when I was diagnosed with triple negative. I found out by doing self-exams. I do them once a month. And I found a lump in my right breast that just felt off to me. My mom's a nurse, so I kind of talked to her about it, and she kind of put it off to, oh, it could be a cyst like I do, it's super easy, to get rid of. And I went to my specialist here in Richmond. The minute she looked at it through the ultrasound, I could just tell, and then she did the biopsy that day. I didn't have anybody, I wasn't prepared for what was to come, but she said that the results would be in a week, and 2 days later, I got a phone call. And I remember missing the phone call to have lunch with, our family, and going back upstairs with my husband to her telling me that I had breast cancer. And it's like you black out. All I remember is just dropping the phone and just bawling my eyes out. And just having that support with me and not being alone kind of meant the world to me. Treatment literally started that week to come. We saw the oncologist. Luckily, my parents were able to drive up in a day that I received the news to go with me, talk to all the doctors. When I talked to the oncologist, the only thing that went through my mind was, I'm 26, I want kids, and that won't possibly be happening. I went through freezing of my eggs, and the next day I got my port put in. The next week was starting chemo, February 13th. I remember the day exactly. And it was easy to go through it because I had family. My mom would come up every month to go with me, and then March of 2020, COVID hit. So all those support was now you're doing this alone, and having a doctor tell you, sorry, there's no visitors allowed. My nurses were amazing, so even though I couldn't physically have somebody sitting next to me talking with, they put me at a window and my mom was on the other side and she could see me, and we would just FaceTime the whole time. And that kind of got me through it. I ended chemo of July 2020 and had my double mastectomy on August 3rd of 2020. That journey was really hard just because you're not yourself anymore. Society has made you think you need to look a certain way. I had gained 40 pounds just from the steroids to keep me going through the chemo, because my first one took all of 8 hours through chemo because I didn't react well. So finally ending the steroids kind of made me feel better. My skin wasn't pulling anymore. But just the journey through having drains put in, having my mom help me in the shower, just getting dressed, those everyday things that we take for granted, just kind of, you take for granted because, you can't do them by yourself. And I've never been one to ask for help. And going through this, you learn it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to have people that love you be there for you. And during the month of recovery through my double mastectomy, I got super depressed. My mom ended up taking me to Florida so I could enjoy the outside weather and not be cooped up in the house where it was starting to get cold here in Virginia. And I just kind of found a new love for my body through that, because being in the summer, you want to go to the pool, and just being around other people in the pool didn't make yourself look good and feel good. So just trying to find myself again. 2 years later, I was still at work through it all. I ended up having to go 2 times through IVF to receive my now little miracle baby that, people kind of look at you like, oh, you're the crazy first time mom. It's like, no, actually, like the journey to get to where I am was a lot, and still is a lot. And every day I look at her and I'm like, are you gonna go through what I have to go through? And my job doesn't help that, because I see things that other people shouldn't see. And so when I look at her, there's so much love, but in the end, it's like, how am I gonna tell you that this could happen to you? And I never want her to have to go through that. But as survivors, and I say that almost, well, just over 3 years, there is light at the end of the tunnel. And like I said, my miracle baby, things just keep going, getting better and better every day. So, my name is Jessica Bourne, and I am a survivor.